Hello there, it is me, Tarman, and welcome back. Today we are going to continue with Ghazghkull Thraka, so let's get right into that.
Here he is. I already went ahead and broke him apart. When I put him together the first time, he was never glued together, just for painting. And yeah, so the first thing we're gonna do is paint him just all black. Oh, and get an idea of what he'll look like, I went ahead and painted this guy. I liked how back then in like the 80s and 90s, the orcs had a much more brighter green, so I'm gonna go with that. So here he is. But let's paint him black.
Now that all of this is painted black, next thing we're going to do, we're going to highlight it with the airbrush. Now all of that is highlighted, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to go over it with black, and it should be done with the highlights.
Now that all this has been highlighted and stuff, the first thing that we're actually going to do is pick out all of the green bits. So let's do that first. And what we will be using for the main base is this. Now that most of his green's picked out, we're going to wait for this to dry, then we're going to go over it with a wash. So we'll just take the green that we used and mix some black with it. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick out the top of his head. And we will use lead belcher. Now the next thing we will do is pick out that mouth, and we will use this. Now the next thing we will do is pick out those teeth, and we will use these two. It's your destiny. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to highlight all the high points, and we will mix this with the green. Now that that's done, we are going to use that white again, or whatever that color was, and pick out the stitching around his neck. Now that that's done, now we're going to mix a little bit of the red with the green and add it around the stitching, make it look like it's a little sore. Now we're just going to add a black wash over the silver and his teeth, and I just used a red and a blue for those wires above his head. And that's pretty much it for the face. Now let's move on to the rest of his body. Now we'll move on to his body. The first thing we'll paint is his pants, and we will just use this brown for the main color, and we will highlight it with this. that's done, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick out most of the silver bits, the darker ones, with Iron Warrior. So let's do that. Now that all the red's picked out for right now, next thing we're going to do is pick out some white parts, and we are going to use this. So now that's done, there really wasn't a lot. Next thing we're going to do is just pick out the bone, and we're going to use the two bone colors. This is the base and this is the, I guess, the overcoat or highlighting really. So let's do that. Now that that's picked out, now we're going to use a copper color and pick out some of the copper bits. Now that that's all done, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to take this red and pick out some stuff. Now that that's done, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick out some yellow bits. Now that that's done, next thing we're going to do, I'm going to take a numb oil and hit all of the silver bits and copper bits. Now that that's done, I'm going to edge highlight all the black, and if you want to know how I do that, I have multiple videos that really shows you how I do it, so I don't need to show you here. Now that's done, the next thing I'm going to do is pick out some checker bits, and yeah, so let's do that. Now that that is done, it is time to assemble him. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun painting this guy. He was my very first orc, and for the first orc it has to be Ghazghkull Thraka. But yeah, this has inspired me to actually want to make an orc army now. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please catch me next Wednesday. I post a video every single Wednesday. And yeah, enjoy the month.